Hi there, I am Novu Kumalo. If it's your first time here, I hope you stay. Welcome. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for your continued support. Welcome back. Please take a moment to click the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. It's really free, but it helps my channel grow. And please also click the notification bell right next to it so that each time I upload a video, you will be notified. I moved to the UK like 4 years ago now, but nothing could have prepared me for the loneliness that comes with being away from home. I was home mid-May, and I was with my mom and my sister and her husband, and every time I go home, there's this feeling of community and belonging and calm that I don't quite get from the UK. When I say home, usually I'm referring to Zimbabwe and South Africa. Zimbabwe because that is where I'm from, that is home. But I left for South Africa for uni, and so my adult years were spent in South Africa, and that's where I made my adult friends who have become an integral part of my life. So I was home in South Africa this time. And one thing that stood out for me during my last trip is how we miss out on so much when we are away in the diaspora. So a lot of us want to move away to the first world, to move to London, Australia, to the States, to go get the bag. But no one talks about how isolating being away from home is. No one talks about how life moves on without you, how things happen and people grow and milestones are reached, and all you have is Instagram and WhatsApp to see what's going on, but you actually don't get to share in the joys and sometimes the sorrows that your loved ones go through. In February, I lost my aunt, and I couldn't go there because I was going to take a significant amount of time off in May. And so I didn't get time to be with my loved ones, my uncle and my cousins, to hold them close and grieve with them. I had to do that all alone here, obviously with my husband, bless his heart. But I didn't get to meet up with the rest of the family. So it's only now in May, 3 months later, when I went back to South Africa, that I went to visit my uncle. And he sat me down and he talked to me about how everything happened. I did shoot a video about, my aunt a few weeks back, just after it had happened. And he told me the story about how everything unfolded. And we just had a deep heart-to-heart conversation, and he was, telling me about how life has been since. And all of a sudden, all the raw emotions that I had felt in isolation back in February came rushing back, because I was finally in the space. I was finally with my uncle and my siblings. And I was now only experiencing and reliving what others maybe had 3 months to start healing and moving on from. And those are some of the pains that come with being away from home. It's really sad how our governments and the people in the powers that be and our economies have crashed because of people who have been entrusted with power and have used it badly, and how so many of us have had to move away from home, and how we've been so isolated, and how families have been broken and friendships have been broken because of it. I have so many friends who have gotten married and I couldn't be there. I have relatives who have had babies, who have started businesses, life has happened for a lot of people that I love, and I just couldn't be there. And the only thing that I could do was to text them and say, I wish you all the best. And those are some of the things that we face when we're away from home. And that's just how lonely life gets when you're away from home. I remember for a huge amount of time that we've been here, for about 2 years of our time here, 2020, 2021, me and my husband were so lonely also, because as much as we had each other, we didn't have people that we could call if anything went wrong, right? We didn't have a community. We didn't have people to hang out with on the weekend, or we just had each other. And coming from a place that is always so alive, if you've lived in South Africa, there's always a braai going on, there's always a market to attend, there's just always something that brings people together, that brings people together, that we just couldn't find here, because everyone is just so busy. Even we are so busy. We work so hard during the week that when the weekend comes, you just want to sleep. The few people that we knew, we would schedule something, and the only date that could work for everyone was 5 months away. So it was a very gaping hole that we had, that we didn't feel like we had community here. We had each other, but we needed, when they say it takes a village, not just to raise a child, but I think to do life takes a village. You need people to support you, to share in the highs and the lows, and for a very long time we didn't have that. But amazingly, this year, well, maybe let me say slowly starting last year, God started to bring people into our lives. So last year we finally found a church that we felt we could call home, and coincidentally we also found friends that were from Botswana who were at that church, and we immediately became friends because we're from Southern Africa, so we had a lot that we had shared in common, and we immediately clicked. But this year, particularly this year in January, I don't know how God did it, but there's a huge number of people from South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana that came to this church. We had all been searching for churches individually and had been in the UK for a long time, but had not found a place they could call home. But slowly but surely these people started popping in last year. And because there's that, the Southern Africans have this familiar look, so every time we'd see someone, we'd immediately go to them and be like, hi, who are you, where are you from, you look like you could be. And they would say, I'm from Zimbabwe. So that was like, we knew it, you're one of us. And we were so intentional about saying, please stay, you'll really love it, there's a few of us, we're growing, please don't go anywhere, I know you've been searching, but this is the place. And slowly but surely we've built a community. I think we're about 15 to 20 now. We have done birthdays, we've celebrated birthdays together, we've done games nights, we've gone out for dinner together, and we recently started this thing that we call Dombolo Ministries, which is on some Sabbaths we do a bring and share, and we recreate the 7 colors that would normally have back home, which you don't really have here. And so how Dombolo came about is that when we're drawing up the menu, we were like, there definitely has to be Dombolo, like that is an integral part of the 7 colors. And so each of our meetings have had Dombolo, but it's like God knew that we were all yearning and searching for community in our different places, and He orchestrated things in such a beautiful way, and He just brought us all together at different points in life. But the way we are now such a community, the way we are growing together, we're showing up for each other, our lives are changing in so many ways. Some of us are going to be parents soon, like not me, but some of us are going to be parents soon, and we're all excited about that, and we're sharing in that. And on one of the Dombolo sessions, when we sat there and we're talking about our stories, and everyone was sharing their journey to the UK and what they've gone through, it's like there was a common thread of experience, of hardship, of loneliness, of emptiness that everyone had. And how when we finally found each other, it's like we're like, God, thank you for bringing these people into my lives. And now we're doing road trips, we're planning big trips. It's like God knew and God appointed the people that we needed right on time. And for the first time ever since I moved here, when I was back home, I got to a place where I was like, I actually miss my friends. I'd like to go back home now. And when I say the home, I meant I would like to come back to the UK now. This is something that I had not had in my past 4 years that I'd spent in the UK, but now I'm like, I have people that I call my people, back home. I have home now. I have community. I have belonging. I have people who miss me, want to see me. I have people I can call and hang out with. I belong. I finally belong. And it's been such a beautiful experience that I'm so grateful for. But yeah, I was just thinking about how it's just something that no one talks about. Everyone talks about the money, the opportunities, the career growth, but no one talks about how lonely this life can be and how isolating it can be, and how when you finally find people that you can call your own, how liberating and comforting that can be. And so I don't know if you're planning to move to London, wherever you want to move to the world, you need to be prepared for the fact that for a while it will probably be very lonely and it will be a very hard journey to travel. But that, if you hang out in the right spaces, if you're a bit intentional about going to places where you can meet like-minded people and get to know them, God will send you people that you need right on time, and God will cover and comfort you and hold you up by putting people in your life that you can finally call home. So I don't know what I hoped this video will achieve, but for me it's felt like therapy talking to you guys. But thank you for giving me your time, and thank you for listening to me. And I hope that if you're going through a period of loneliness right now, that you'll one day find your tribe, that you'll one day find a community to which you can belong. Thank you for your time. I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye.